everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a necklace today with the beads from the latest bargain bead box, the Violet Glade collection. But I wanted to tell you that they have provided me with a coupon code that I can share with you all. First of all, I'm sure you know, but Bargain Bead Box is a monthly subscription of beads and findings. It's $19.49 a month, and that includes shipping in the U.S. They have beautiful beads and findings. It's always curated around a different theme each month. And if you're a subscriber to the Bargain Bead Box, you get a 30% off coupon to use in Bead Box Bargains, which is their sister store. And you can use it as many times as you want to during the month. They already have great prices, and with that 30% off coupon, they have really great prices. The coupon code is Teresa2, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. The coupon code will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. I do believe it is a really good value. I've already made, I think this is the third necklace I've made out of this one, and 2 bracelets and a pair of earrings, and I've still got a lot of beads left. So I do think it's a really good value. These are the 10mm amethyst round beads. This is the 42 by 21mm amethyst and brass teardrop with swirl pendant. These are the 4 by 6mm rondelles. That it was a violet mix, and I just picked out some of the same color. I've got them separated because they're just a little bit different in these colors, not much. You probably can't tell it on the screen, but these are some bead caps that I had in my stash. This is a lobster clasp from my stash, some jump rings, a little bit of extender chain. I've got some pieces of 22 gauge German style wire that I use all the time. I'm going to do a rosary link type thing. It's a really simple necklace from Beadalon. This is what I use. And I've got one piece of 20 gauge German style wire because I usually use a little bit thicker. I'm going to do this for the pendant part, and I usually use a little bit thicker wire for the pendant. I don't know if that's necessary, but I usually do that. I have the chain here that was in the box. I'm going to probably put that around the back. I've got my round nose pliers that I got from BB Craft, my tweezer pliers that are Zuron. I've got my cutters that are Zuron. My Beadalon crimpers. I'm not going to do any crimping today, but I use that to tuck in the wires when I cut off the little bird that's left. I've got my chain nose pliers, and I've got both pairs of my bent chain nose pliers. I got these from BB Craft, and these are Zuron. And I've got my little New Orleans shot glass to put my little pieces of wire in when I cut them off. I just emptied him, so he's all fresh and ready to go. So I think that's everything. I'll get some of this out of the way. Okay, I'm going to start with my pendant here, and it had a bail on it, but I took the bail off. And I'm going to take my piece of 20 gauge wire, and I'm going to take my pliers, go down about an inch, maybe an inch and a half there, I guess, and I'm going to bend it over the top of the pliers at a 90-degree angle. Then I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I'm going to put them in here. I'm going to make just a little bit bigger loop than I usually do because I'm going to thread it through this pendant. So I'm going to go about there, and I'm going to bend the wire back until it hits the tool. Round nose pliers are facing me. I'm going to rotate them till they face the table. I'm going to hold real tight so my loop doesn't get out of shape, and I'm going to take the shorter piece of wire and bend it back until it's hitting the bottom of the tool. Can't go any further. Now I'm going to cock it back just a little to center the loop over the wire. Then I'm going to open the loop a little bit and thread on my pendant. Then I'm going to close the loop back. I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers, and I'm going to hold the loop. I hold it really tight so it doesn't get out of shape. And I usually do this first with my hands. I'm going to wrap this piece of wire around that piece of wire, probably about 3 times. I think I left myself enough wire to wrap 3 times, but that'll be okay. Now I'm going to cut off the rest of it. And now I'm going to take my rondelle, I'll put it on here, my bead cap, and my 10mm bead, my bead cap, and my rondelle. Now I'm going to make this loop opposite this loop. I'm going to make it going this way because I'm going to connect both sides of my necklace to it, and I want it to be going that way so it'll hang the way I want it to. So I'm going to take my pliers and go to the tip of the pliers, bend the wire at a 90-degree angle over the pliers. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, put them in the bend the wire back. Round nose pliers are facing me. I'm going to bend the wire back till it hits the bead. I'm going to rotate my pliers till they're facing the table. I'm going to hold real tight so my loop doesn't get out of shape, and I'm going to take this wire and bend it back this way until it hits the bottom of the tool. Can't go any further. I'm going to cock it back just a little to center it over the bead. Now I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold my loop. I'm going to hold it really tight so it doesn't get out of shape. And now I'm going to take my other bent chain nose pliers and I'm going to start wrapping. And that first loop, if you get that first loop to come around there really tight, usually the other loops follow suit. Okay. Now I'm just going to cut off my extra wire. And I'm going to take my crimpers and I'm going to squish in my little burr that's left. For me, the crimpers just work better when I do that. When I try to do it with just regular pliers, I end up getting the wire all bent out of shape and the loop bent out of shape, and we don't want to be bent out of shape, do we? So that's going to be my pendant part. Okay. Now I'll get the rest of this together and we'll start on the rest of the necklace. Okay, now I'm going to take one of my pieces of 22 gauge wire. I'm going to take my pliers and go down about an inch or so, inch and a half maybe. I bend it at a 90-degree angle over the pliers. Take my round nose pliers. Round nose pliers are facing me. I'm going to bend this wire back until it hits the tool. Can't go any further. Now I'm going to rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. I'm going to hold real tight. I'm going to take this wire and push it up till it hits the bottom of the tool. I'm going to cock it back a little so it's centered over the wire. I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers. I'm going to wrap this wire around the base wire. About 3 times. And I'm going to cut off. And I'm going to take one of my rondelles, and I put that, I don't know if you can tell, you probably can't tell on the camera, there's just a little bit of difference in these. These are more, well, I need to get in frame. These are more purple and these have more of the finish on them, and I'm putting these around the 10mm beads, and I'm going to put these in between. So I'm going to take my, need to take my bead cap, my $10mm bead, a bead cap, and a rondelle, and then I'm going to go here and go to the end of my pliers, bend a 90-degree angle, put my round nose pliers in the crook of the bend there. Bend this wire back, run those pliers are facing me, bend this wire back till it hits the bead, rotate the pliers till they're facing the table, hold real tight, take this piece, bend it up under here till it hits the bottom of the tool, cock it back a little so it's centered over the bead, take my bent chain nose pliers, hold real tight, take my other bent chain nose pliers and wrap I've cut my little pieces of wire too short. I'm about to run out, and I've got to order some, and they're about 3.5 inches, these little pieces of wire are. Okay, now I'm gonna cut off the extra. Take my crimping pliers and squish in the little ends, the little burrs that I left. I forgot I was going to do one of these first, but it doesn't matter. With this one, I'm going to do the same thing, make my 90-degree bend, take my round nose pliers, run those pliers facing me, take this wire, bend it back till it hits the pliers, rotate the pliers till they're facing the table, hold real tight and take this shorter piece of wire up until it hits the bottom of the tool, cock it back a little, and this time I'm going to open this loop. I'm going to thread this on here. I'm going to close my loop back. Hold with my chain nose or bent chain nose pliers. Bend my wire around. About 3 times. Cut off the extra. I'm going to put one of these on just by itself. I'm going to take the pliers and go to the very end, bend a 90-degree turn, round those pliers facing me, bend the wire back till it hits the bead, rotate the pliers, take this under, crook it back, bent chain those pliers, get my other bent chain those pliers, wrap, cut off, squish in my ends. Now I'm just going to keep doing this, alternating between a rondelle and this unit like this until I don't know how many it's going to take. And I'm going to do this up both sides of the necklace. and then when I get them all done, I'll be back. Okay, I'm down to my last 2 here, so I thought I'd come back and do these on camera and chat with y'all a minute. I got lonely doing these all by myself. I've had a few people comment and tell me that they would like to see me do more bead weaving projects. I don't mind to do bead weaving projects. I can do all the stitches. I have been doing it for years. I just didn't know if you all would want to watch me do bead weaving with, I mean, I tremble and carry on bad enough doing this, but I can, and I don't mind at all. If you want me to, just let me know maybe what stitch you would like to see me do or something. I just kind of thought people probably wouldn't want to see that, but I have had a few people ask me to. I also had a lady comment and tell me that she had the trimmer too, like I do, and that it's genetic with her too. It's in her family, and she was talking about how she likes to make jewelry too, and she can work for about an hour and then she has to stop, and that's the way I am. After about an hour, when I get tired, it gets worse, and that's when I notice it myself. I don't notice it most of the time, but when I get tired or something like that, it makes it worse. I get like that, and I have to stop, and I just take that time to lay my beads out and look at them and try to figure out what I want to do with them until it settles down. I just leave them in the packages, though. I don't take them out of the packages. That would be bad. They would be more all over the place than they already are. But I mean, like I said, I don't mind at all to do the bead weaving. I just didn't know if anybody would want to see it, but I can do all the stitches. I've done everything from extremely simple designs to pretty complex designs, so I don't have a problem doing it. I enjoy it. I just decided to branch out and do some other things, and I discovered I enjoy them too. Like I said before, I can't imagine that I'll ever get tired of, like other crafts I've always done. I've eventually got bored with them, but there's so many different things you can do with beading that I just can't imagine I would ever get tired of it. I haven't yet. I can't remember if I said at the beginning when I was talking about the bargain bead box, it's possible there might be a waiting list. When I signed up, it's been years ago, but when I signed up there was a waiting list. I was not able to get a box right away because, you know, they only have a limited number of boxes, and sometimes there's a waiting list. But so that might be possible if you decide you want to sign up. Almost done here, and then I'll be able to put this together. It's a very simple project, just some rosary links like I do a lot of times, but I thought this pendant was really pretty, and a simple design would be okay with it. Of course, simple designs are pretty much all I do. I don't do anything much complex. Oops. Now, like I said, except for the bead weaving, I have done some pretty complex projects with that. I don't think I could ever design a bead weaving pattern, though. I've done a few peyote designs just using the graph paper, just some simple things, but There's some people on here that come up with such awesome designs that I just really admire them be able to do that. I think I'm getting a little tired now because my loops are not coming out the way I want them to. Okay, so now I'm going to put it together. I've got a 6mm jump ring. I'm going to open it up. Put it on one side of my necklace. On my pendant, and the other side of my necklace. I'm going to take a jump ring, and I have, these are about 5-inch pieces of chain here. I'm going to put on either side. And then as you can hear those jump rings lock into place, you know you got them in there good. I'm going to take another 6mm jump ring. And a lobster. And this is a little bit bigger jump ring. And my extender chain. And you see there, I forgot to get out a little bead to put on my extender chain again. I'm going to do that. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I got my little ball head pin here. I'm going to put one of my little rondelles on. And I'm just going to do a wrap loop like I've been doing with this whole thing. I'm about out of ball head pins. I've got this two, along with the German style wire. I've got to stock up on some things. I'm going to make me an order with Lima Beads. They always do free shipping February, and I always take advantage of that because I don't like my money to go in for shipping. I want all my money to go for beads and findings and such. And these little ball head pins, I know y'all probably see sometimes when I'm turning the loop there, they break off. They are really thin, but most ball head pins are thin. I don't know why, but they are. I would never use them for anything other than a wrap loop. I certainly wouldn't use them for a simple loop. They wouldn't hold, but once you get them wrapped around, they're not going to break thin, especially a little old dangle like this. It's not going to get any stress on it. And of course, the more you handle the wire, it work hardens it. So I think they're supposed to be 22 gauge, but I don't really think they're that thick. But they work fine for things like dangles, which is pretty much all I use ball head pins for. This chain opens, so I'm just going to open this link here at the end. Well, I've got a jump ring caught in my... Wondered why they wouldn't work, and there was a jump ring in there. Just going to open this and put my little dangle on. Okay, there. Now I'll see if I can get it all laid out pretty. Okay, there's my very simple little pendant necklace there. I think that pendant is just so pretty with that little swirl in it. I think I said in one of the other videos I would put these on a display so y'all could see how they hang, but the only ones I have are black, and these dark beads against the black, I don't think you could see it very well. I need to get a different kind other than the black. So, as always, thank you all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched the videos I've made and liked the videos and the comments. I really enjoy reading your comments. Definitely, if you decide to sign up for the Bargain Bead Box, if you're not already signed up, take advantage of that coupon code. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook and Instagram and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.